Friends, once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I welcome you all on this platform. Before going to start my today's video lecture, I will request you that if you are new at my YouTube channel, kindly take a second to subscribe my channel, and by this way I can earn some money and make my expenses to meet. So please do subscribe. This would be a great reward for me. In this today's video lecture, I would be talking about food security and food insecurity. This is a new challenge that not only Pakistan but the whole world is facing. Like there are certain crises in the world. You can name like there's a crisis of climate change. There's a crisis of COVID-19. There's a global crisis of terrorism. There's a global crisis of refugees. Among these crises, the new crisis that is emerging and that is posing serious challenges for the country is a food insecurity, or you can say food insecurity. I will explain both the terms, what is a food security and what is a food insecurity. And overall, in the end part of the video, I would be highlighting food insecurity of Pakistan, because in the recent time when Prime Minister Imran Khan was addressing a convention, farmers convention in Islamabad, he highlighted the issue of food insecurity of Pakistan, one of the biggest challenges that Pakistan is facing and new future generations have to face. So as per to the Prime Minister, the highest authority, who is of the view that food crisis is the biggest challenge of Pakistan. So at the first we'll be discussing food security or food insecurity, and the later part food insecurity. Again, I request you, if you're new at my channel and you haven't subscribed, kindly take a second to subscribe. This will help me a lot. There are various reporting according related to this topic. There is food insecurity, that is the newspaper of Pakistan. The Dawn newspaper reports food insecurity biggest challenge for Pakistan in coming years. This statement is directly coming from the Prime Minister of Pakistan, that food security is the biggest challenge for Pakistan. The Nation, another news. I am taking these paper from different newspaper just to make you aware. This is a current topic. This is very important topic, and this is related to the all people. That's why it is being you can say reported in different newspaper. Not only different, but only not only common but highly respected newspaper of Pakistan. Pakistan's food security and climate change. Definitely there is a correlation between climate change and food security. And if you're preparing for competitive examination, there are likely chances for like such topic like climate change and food security. Done. 16.4% household experience food security. It means from 100, if there are 100 homes or houses, out of those 100, 16 houses are facing food insecurity. Means either there are food shortages in those homes, or those homes are unable to buy. Those household people's members are unable to afford the food. I will explain all these things in detail in coming part of the video. Food insecurity, again Dawn newspaper. The increase in number of food insecure people in this country sparks much louder than official claims of economic growth. Even the data that we have, it is believed it much lesser, and the crisis is huge. Now first, as I said in the beginning of my video, I would be explaining what is food security, or you can say food insecurity. These terms are interchangeably very connected to each other. Food insecurity is a measure of unavailability of the food. The first part of this, unavailability of the food. Now there could be number of reasons that in your country there is a shortages of the food, like climate change is affecting our agriculture, like locust attack last time. A huge insect comes and they attack Pakistan. Like there's a water crisis, India is holding the water of Pakistan. Like there is a not quality of seeds. So there could be number of reasons that could be causing shortages of food in your country. The first part is food insecurity is unavailability of the food, and there could be number of reasons for unavailability. As I said, climate change, locust attack, less quality seeds, less water, changing patterns of the weather, people changing to some other professions and some others, and others individuals ability to assess it. Individual means, for example, if I'm a poor person and there's a food in market, and if I don't have a money to buy it, it is also food insecurity. Food insecurity means for the people. So what counts food security? What means food security? If there is a shortages of the food, first thing, and other is individuals ability to assess it. Those people who don't have resources to buy, this called food insecurity. For example, in Yemen, the war is going on. Definitely their conditions are not good for the agriculture, and definitely there would be shortages of the food. However, if the food is being exported, is being exported there by some other countries, the other problem arises that those people don't have money to buy. Such situation is in Afghanistan. So what causes food insecurity? Unavailability of the food and individuals' ability to assess them. According to the United Nations Committee on the World Food security is defined as the meaning that all people at all times. Means when you have a food security, means all the people of the country have physical, social and economical access to the sufficient, safe and nutritious food that meets their food preferences and dietary needs for the active and healthy life. Many times, even in different newspapers and different news channels, it has been highlighted that the huge humanitarian crisis being created in Yemen war. And because of that, there's a crisis, of food crisis, and because of the food crisis, the people's health have been affected, and because of this, people don't have physical, social and economical access to the sufficient food nutrition. Many times in a different newspaper of Pakistan, it is many times reported such situation in the district of Thar. People of Thar suffer from such situation because of the such conditions. They don't have the enough food like water and some other things, and those people don't have such much resources to buy. So as per UN, food security is when granted when the people, for example, you have secured food security if you have your food at right time and you are getting right nutrition that is required for you. That is called food security. And if you are lacking your food, you are lacking your nutrition, you are lacking your proteins, you are lacking your such other natural minerals for your health, it means you are facing a food insecurity. That will in many way will cause certain other problems. One thing you should keep in mind, there could be a topic, but there could be one topic, but there could be some related to that, there would be some domains like climate change in food security, or you can say national security with food security. So these are the phenomena that you need to understand in detail. The availability of the food irrespective of the class, gender, region is another one. So when you say food security, it means food nutrition, food minerals, availability of the food should be available to all people irrespective of the class. It should not be only to the rich class, to the upper class. If the food is only available for the upper class and there is no food for middle and lower class, again there is a food insecurity problem. So the food should be available for all the classes, be it middle class, poor class, rich class. Even at the present time, there's a PTR government, and the biggest problem the PTR government is facing before going to the next general election is the poverty and hunger. If they tackle these issues rightly and meaningfully in right time, there are greater chances for them to come in the coming government. But if they fail to manage these crises, they would be defeated in upcoming elections. So first, for the class, there should be classless food security. All people should have, be it poor class, middle class, rich class. Gender, it should not be that the food should be available only for the male people, those who are considered superior in some class of society. Food security should be guaranteed for all genders, be it male, be it female, be it transgender, or any region. It should not be only for the urban classes or some upper classes or different societies. It should be in all regions, be it Balochistan, be it Sindh, be it Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, be it Punjab. Food security should be, food guarantees being guaranteed when all the people, all the genders, all the classes are getting enough food. Consensus many thousands of years ago. This is not only a recent topic, that food crisis, food security crisis, or food insecurity crisis is mechanism of thousands years ago. Even in ancient China or in ancient Egypt, such mechanism was already in place. If you are a Muslim, or if you are a viewer of the movie of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam, later when he was given the highest position is the minister of, you can say, commerce, he was the one who gave the technique of saving the food in the time of famine. So the food insecurity is not a new topic, even though much less is known about in present time. But food security or food insecurity is very old topic. And if you have watched that movie Hazrat Yusuf al-Islam, you can come across to know how he managed the crisis of famine and how he stored the food and later he distributed the food in common people. At the 1974 World Food Conference, the term food security was defined. The first time that was the food security was defined, that was in 1974, where in World Food Conference the term was defined and emphasis was made. Food security is defined as to sustain a steady expansion of food. The first thing that was said or explained, that was steady expansion of the food. Food should be expanded. There's a Food and Agriculture Organization in UN, if you know this. Consumption and offshoot fluctuations in the production prices. The World Food Conference aimed at to a steady expansion of the food. They tried to spread the food in all corners and nooks of the world, and they wanted to maintain a steady consumption of the food, and they also tried to maintain the food prices, the availability at all times of adequate nourishing. What they try to emphasize, availability at all times for adequate. It should not be insignificant. It should be adequate enough for all the people that they should get their food needs. Diverse, balanced and moderate food supplies for basic food stuff. Just a minute, a break for Azan. And definitely when individuals have enough food, means they are food secure. If they have enough food, they won't be facing the situation of hunger and starvation. Such a situation that the people of Yemen or the people of Afghanistan and in some cases the people of Thar are facing. Risk factors that are causing, you can say, food insecurity are the risk factors that are generating food insecurity, that are damaging our food, that include risk. Drought is a condition when there is not availability of water for a long period of time, and this happened because of the climate change. So drought is a condition when there's not enough water for the long period of time, and because of that there would be no agriculture, means planting of the trees, planting of the crops. And if this situation happens, there won't be enough food, enough fruits and enough things. One thing I want to bring into consideration, food security does not only include food, means crops. It can also include fruits, and it can also include livestock. It can also include fisheries. These items also make up our food, and they are also come when the question of food security or food insecurity come. Shipping disruptions. This can also because many countries are not food sufficient countries, and that is why many times they export or import the food to other countries. If the shipping is disturbed, like last time there was Suez Canal crisis, when a ship was being stuck in the Suez Canal, and for at least for 10 days the Suez Canal was being blocked. So if the shipping route are being disturbed, there could be crisis of the food. Like when the Strait of Hormuz, there's a disturbance there can be oil crisis. Same like, just a minute. Other factor that can cause food insecurity is fuel shortages. If there are fuel shortages, that can also create inflation, because whenever fuel shortages will occur, there would be fuel prices increase in the fuel prices. This can disturb the travel, or you can say this will disturb also transport. In such a situation, food transportation can also be affected. Economic instability, definitely when there the people don't have, there would be a situation of inflation, and there would be high inflation. There could be problem of food insecurity, because in economic instability happens when your economy is poor. When your economy is strong, that of America, China, or Germany, you are in a good condition, and definitely there won't be a shortages of the food. But if your economy is like Pakistan, or your economy is like Sri Lanka and Afghanistan, there would be food insecurity because of economic instability. Because for the one time, because all the things that are being traded are done in a dollar, and you have to pay in dollar. Once your own economy, your own currency depreciated or devalued, in such situation, the person's or individual's ability would be difficult to buy certain foods because of the inflation. In wars, it can also cause food insecurity. You can observe such situation from Afghanistan, Syria, Yemen, other places, Iraq. There would be huge shortages of food because of the wars and ravages. Or you can see in Palestine and Gaza. Food Agriculture Organization identified 4 pillars of the food security. Food Agriculture Organization is the pillar of the UNO that is related with the agriculture of the world, of the whole world. Such organization help the countries to crop better quality of crops by giving them advices, expert advices and opinions. And now if Food and Agriculture Organization identified 4 pillars of the food security. If these are there, then there would be food security. First thing is availability. Availability of the food is the first condition for the food security. Means if you want to get a food security, or if Prime Minister Imran Khan want to get a food security for the people of Pakistan, the first thing he need to ensure that is the availability of the food. Food should be available. By this, he need to take certain initiative like investing in the agriculture, giving them subsidies, or improving the technology, giving them quality of seed, medicine, other things, or even getting help from China. By this, he means Imran Khan has to make sure that availability of food is there. The other thing is access. All the people can access the food. It should be made in a way that all the people should be in a condition of in a situation that they can have a money and can access the food. It should not be only to the people. If the food is there, it should not be only kept for the upper classes or rich class. Situation or conditions should be in a country that all the people can earn, and by this they can access to the food. And other thing is utilization. Like many times what happens, you have a food but it is not being utilized, or it is not being given to the people. Many times when some other countries send the food or agencies or other material, that is not being given to the poor, and by keeping in certain places it get expired. Same is the situation if there is a food or there is a wheat in certain you can say in the mills of the Pakistan, certain mills throughout the Pakistan, that should be ensured that all the people can utilize it by proper mechanism with the help of the government. And the fourth is the stability. Means it should not be that in the month of January there's enough food, in the February there's not enough food. So there should be stability of the food, stability of the money, and stability of the economic condition. This can help Prime Minister Imran Khan to address the food insecurity security problem of Pakistan. Right to the food in the Declaration of Human Rights 1948. When 1948 Declaration of Human Rights was being declared, right to the food was also included. So right to the food is a basic and fundamental human right of all human people throughout the whole world. Food should not be used as an instrument of political and economic pressure. Even you see Iran and America are great adversaries. They don't have any relations, but and there are sanctions on Iran of America. By this, Iran cannot trade with other countries. But if in situation Iran cannot sell its oil to the other countries, but Iran is exempt from when the question comes of the food security. Iran can sell its food, or you can say if there's a need of the food, other countries can sell to it without being fear of punishment from America. But if you buy or sell something else to America, America can punish you. But if the question of food comes, there's no such situation. It is a right in international law, international situation. Food should be used. That explains. Prime Minister Imran Khan Thursday term, food security is one of the biggest challenges being faced by Pakistan, that I said earlier. And he, as I said, if you want to save the future generation, he has to take all those earlier points that I've explained, and that is stability, access, stability, and other thing. Pakistan, last time what happened, that called food insecurity in Pakistan. Pakistan is an agriculture country. 80% of Pakistani population is being employed there. Many people are sourcing their income from the agriculture. But what happened last time, our agriculture did not perform well. This crisis of food crisis, and the food prices were increasing. The naan that was of the 7-8 rupees shooted up to went over 20 rupees per naan, and this was a huge cost for the poor people to afford. So what happened last time, 4 million tons of the wheat was imported to the Pakistan, a country that was used to export, had to import a wheat. Once a country that was self-sufficient now had to import a wheat from other countries, and this definitely had to create a crisis, because when you are importing something, you have to pay the money in the dollars, and dollars are already short in Pakistan. And other thing that Imran Khan highlighted in his speech, that was fast increasing population. We do not have such population that is being controlled, or there is a concept of controlling population or population control. Means population is increasing at the fast. When the population increasing, resources are decreasing. So countries' leadership have to take up the task to address the both issues. The one, they have to address increasing population, and the other, they have to also address the decreasing resources of Pakistan, and the food is always there. That's why, because of the food crisis, because of the food insecurity, 40% of children of the Pakistan do not get required nutrients that they should get for their active growth of their health and brain. And this create you can say not such children that can compete in time to come, because they do not get enough food. When they do not get enough food, their body do not get rightly developed, and their brain also do not get rightly developed. Prime Minister Imran Khan was very right. Food security is actual national security. Such type of question you can expect from in your competitive examination. And he also highlighted the issue of counter-fat milk. Again, I want to bring your consideration. Food security, it doesn't mean only food of the vegetables. Food comes livestock, your milk, and other things that we utilize to eat, even ghee, oil, some other things. In his speech, Prime Minister also highlighted that his government will ensure that farmers get loans, and he will guide them by giving them technology. And he said that interest-free loans, credit subsidies, Kisan card, training to small scales farmers, cultivation, idle land, other things would be done to improve the food situation in Pakistan. New techniques and technology would be also given to the farmers, that they can improve the technology, and this can be from here Pakistan can get their help from the China, because China is a country that has rightly, you can say, developed, very developed, and has brought 70 million people out of the poverty. Thank you so much. This was a very important topic. That was a food security and security. If you like this topic, kindly please like it, share it, and please subscribe to my channel. This will help me to make my expenses meet. Otherwise, the situation is going to get not good for me. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.